And welcome guys, my name is iNSUPERABLE and today I would like to do a small replay analysis of a strategy that actually is very unorthodox against Orc. And I actually had the chance to play against Focus on the Netties ladder, which is pretty much the strongest ladder in the Warcraft currently as we're talking. And Focus is one of the best Orc in the world as well, from Korea, very successful player who has been pretty much been one of the best players around in the last 7 years, I would say. And yeah, I would really like to show you guys the strategy. So pretty much I'm starting here with a Crypt and a Ziggurat. I don't think it really matters where you put the Ziggurat. I think those Ziggurats later on are pretty useful to defend your base with an Nerubian Tower. Since I'm going for a fast expansion kind of style, usually players, when you're playing fast expo, always try to play super aggressive against you. So I think a Zig in front, I feel it cannot be a bad thing because it gives you like that tower defense that you're going to need pretty much later on in the game. And also, I'm going for the Crypt first, as it's going to give me a little bit more gold and a little bit more lumber early on, as I'm gonna try to go for fast expansion, which requires a lot of resources, right? On the other side, we have an Orc player here, who is pretty much going for standard, you know, just going for the cookie cutter kind of play. And I was pretty much aware that he was going to do that, because in ladder, it seems like every time you play a pro player, they often try to just master like their kind of the meta style. So I just thought that Focus was a perfect opponent to really try this strategy. It's kind of the strategy that I'm gonna do today is kind of new in the meta, I would say. Usually played with a Dreadlord first, but I figured I would try with DK because it feels like Death Knight gives you really like that mobility with the heals and the speed that the only aura gives you. So yeah, pretty much I'm gonna have about 6 ghouls when my hero comes out. And my goal here is to rush the expansion first. On the side here we have a greed camp going on for Mr. Focus. Just going for the standard item. Then should probably go around here or around there to take a camp for me. Orc don't really scout as well in this matchup nowadays because they just try to go for the fastest like possible. And like using any peon to scout is actually going to deny you from getting a lumber to take as fast. So this is perfect, I think, if you're like playing Undead and you're trying to play a different strategy. I feel like against Orc is a perfect matchup because they don't scout, so it really allows you to really surprise the opponent with sometimes a different hero or a different creep route and whatsoever. Like going for the gold mine here is probably not something I would do if I was playing standard and he scouted me, because it's a pretty hard camp to take early on. But I decided to go for it. Of course, the fast Acolyte and the Blight to make myself a Ziggurat there and have a tower as soon as possible. Now I'm using the Dust because I'm aware that he's going for the Blade Master. He's got a ward as well. It's pretty tough. Take my Zig down. At this point, like the goal right now is just to try to not lose as many goals as possible. Of course, he's gonna try to break it out with a Windwalk, which is pretty common with the Blade Master. It's a really trick that actually I really hate that trick. Super annoying. But the Aura first also helped me to just walk faster from my base to the expansion. And Blade Master is really low actually, so at that point I felt pretty confident that the expansion would go up. And I surely did not expect me to do that, I think. Now he's trying to play hide and seek, but I just know that he's there. So if you're tired of playing Fiends and DK Lich and all that, I think you can really try out the strategy. It should be pretty fun to do. Not really lucky with his ensnare actually, just always getting ensnared with his grunt. Trying to heal up, not trying to cancel the gold mine. So like the goal here with the goals, not really like to try to kill the blade. It's more like trying to block any DPS potential on my gold mine, because as soon as you get it cancel, it's super hard to rebuild it right after, because it's super lumber expensive. Like you really need like those ghouls to be able to defend your expand, but you also need to have like a ratio of ghouls in the lumber just to get out resources, right? Also, I feel like the Necropolis is extremely important, because what you see most likely with Undead player when they're trying to expo is that they just rally the Acolytes from their Necropolis to the expo, and just like make 5 of them. But I feel like if you make a Necropolis at your expo, it really makes it easier to secure the expo, because sometimes the opponent just picks up the Acolytes on the padding to your gold mine. So sometimes you probably see like, hey, like this guy doesn't make a Necropolis usually around the expo, so I think it's really important. the surround attempt here is really important too. When you're playing DK Ghouls, I feel like you really cannot do like anything different than just surrounding. Like if you're just like attacking, you really have like no DPS. Or like also like surrounding a blade. Even if you have like a few and walk in, it's just really nice to force him to use his mana to go out. So then after, when the Blade Master doesn't have any mana, it really like scares him away from fighting an army like this, because you know that he's aware of getting surrounded and potentially loses 0. Super standard here for focus, going with the TC. And now my take is pretty much starting as soon as I can. As soon as I have the lumber to do it, I just do it. Expansion hasn't been touched really well. It's really hard for the orc to push you early, especially when you have a nice tower at your expo. It feels like your expo is most likely, I would say 95% of the time goes up, unless you really screw up. And usually the orc, what they do is they try to counter expand at tier 2. But like I said, it's not a strategy that you see very often. So even a guy on the skill level of focus seems to be kind of confused sometimes and doesn't really know what to do right now against it. So we went for the TC second, and double Barak. It looks like it's going to be an all-in push pretty much. But I still haven't scouted it, so I really don't know what he's going to do. Usually you just assume that orc are going to go air units. So what you can do is you can just like make a graveyard, make your crypt. I mean, your graveyard is going to be needed eventually anyway. And you have so much gold that pretty much you can allow yourself to make a second, even a third crypt, to basically just mass as many units as you can. Because yeah, you just have so much gold, so you have to pretty much use it. And this game, it's really interesting. I'm really excited to show you guys the Garg play, because Garg are really units that you never see against orc, because they just seem so weak, and the bats just really blow them up within one attack, right? They actually stole it with a blue ogre here. So at this point, like, I'm kind of scared because I know I can't really fight him because he's gonna have like raiders really soon. So my goal here is just to stay around my base. As you see, I'm pretty scared to leave. I'm just like creeping around my base, creeping this camp, creeping this. Also, the Mercade is super important because you can just like use your gold and your lumber to pretty much get yourself like a big army, and those Mercades really come handy when you're being pushed in your base, which is really the case when you're fast expanding. Like, eventually you get pushed in your base at some point, and the fact that you're really like slow in tech kind of hurts you. And those guys come here. I feel like the Lich is really needed in this sort of in its strategy, because it gives you like the ice to slow the hero or the units, and you can just like target them pretty easily. So as you can see there, it's trying to react with a catapult to try to kill my expo. That must have been kind of annoying there, but you don't have really to worry about it. Like I said, this is where the Necropolis comes in here very importantly, like I said earlier. And now I know that his Blade Master is just harassing me by himself, and that his other army is pretty much vulnerable. So if the Blade is harassing you, you just know that he's creeping with his other army. So you can try to just think about it and just try to strategically just creep jack the opponent. And we have guards coming in here, which is really a unit that no one, like, no single orc is gonna ever think that you're gonna make Gargs, because it's such like a unit that is not played. But the fact that he has so much gold, you can really like overwhelm the orc army. Like right now, yeah, he's got Grunt, he's got a Kudu, that's pretty strong. Blade Master, of course, as we know, one of the best hero in the game in terms of DPS. But then you have Gargs, like what do you do? Yeah, sure you have one in Hunter, but you can just target it with your entire ghoul. Now TC is already level 3. And I'm only like level 3 and level 1 on the Lich. His heroes level are definitely better than mine. But still. Like, you just want to target like the catapults to make sure your tower is safe. And now more guards come into hand. No upgrades come in right now. Just pure massing pretty much. Now it goes actually going to go down, but there's still the like the guards there are doing their thing. Pretty much. Don't forget to get the skeletons as well, you know. Skeletons are super duper important when you're defending, especially. As you can see, I'm just wasting my entire mana on any potential range unit that can kill my Gargs. So the Gargs are always like going to be able to just stay alive. We're making his league ASAP as well. I think you should probably make more towers if you're trying to play the strategy or just expanding. I think you can't really go wrong with one more tower, but I feel like this game was kind of greedy and just trying to get like the maximum goal as possible. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of an easier strat to pull off to just play like standard nowadays. feel like the standard play that you see like the most undead do like happy. It's kind of tough to replicate. So sometimes just coming out with your own cheesy style, like it's a very cheesy strategy that anybody can do. I feel, even if you're like new to the game or you have maybe a little more experience into the game. Your main target here should be like the Redders and the Headhunters and any range, like I said. At this point, I feel like I should get more Merc Camps pretty much. Because yes, I have guards, but they don't do much damage. But like eventually, just keep attacking that. Like he's gonna have to pull back eventually. So he's already level 5, almost halfway through level 5. Even more ghouls and guards. Because I'm just like spamming in units at this point. You have so much gold that you can do very much what you want. And the Ice Tower just blocks like the Blade Master from harassing you. I think a third crib would be kind of better here, maybe, if you're looking for that. Look at all these gold, these guards. Like, even if you made bad here, like, there's absolutely no way that you could ever keep up with like twice the amount of gold that I had. Like at the end of the game, you will probably see on the scoreboard like how much gold I had versus his amount of gold, pretty much. And that is just like overwhelmed. This is why I love this strategy, because you can just really outmatch the opponent and you just cannot keep up. Focus is such a good player that like, I know with alt micro me, if we play like the same amount of food fight and we play one base against one base, so like sometimes just like trying to play different strategy can just such like a big plus. And Warcraft 3 is just about the strategy, really. Now he's just like walking around, losing units, like barely microing anything, missing stumps. Like they were just get like super annoyed at this point, and they just like start running away, and they realize that they should probably have went for a different strategy. Maybe a Frostworm here would be kind of good, especially with a Sacrificial Pit. I feel like that would be an extremely good counter to it. I'm not really looking at like what Focus is doing, because I really want to focus on what the Undead does pretty much, so you guys can maybe take notes and try a strategy if you want. Some sort of a tutorial. That gun here is not really that annoying, because the ISO is just going to take care of it eventually. Like your DPS is so bad on the ground when you just slow it that you can just like move your Acolyte eventually when it's super low HP and the ground will never catch it because of the tower. Everyone's got like Redders, Headhunters, but it doesn't even matter. Like I'm 50 food right now. It's pretty much like 38. So like the longer game goes, the longer NTC goes down right there. And Focus calls it GG. Like did you see like how easy like it's just like to just all-mass people and you just like expansion? I feel like this is a rare strategy that is probably gonna grow into the Undead versus Orc matchup. And I feel like this was important to probably share like what's up to date with the meta currently. And yeah. It's pretty much the strategy that I've seen Enfi do, and really been successful for me lately to do that. And a player that is like not even close to the skill Focus can just pretty much pull it off. It's really nice. So yeah, the game's pretty much over. Let's see at the end like how much gold there was like a difference. So 77 unit produced versus 38. Like other units are so cheap with like the golds and the guards. And like Orc has to make like Redders and Grunts, so like it's super different. It's really easy to abuse your gold when you have an expansion with Undead pretty much. And look at the resources. Gold mine 10,869 versus 7,500. Like this is pretty much 3,500 gold in like a 30-minute game. And don't forget the fact that I was like being harassed a little bit and I lost like a few acolytes. So maybe if you block like a gold mine with Zig, it could be like so much better to do. So, hope you guys enjoy it. This is really my first time doing it. I hope that it was helpful, and maybe you can try the strategy and ladder. And I really want to thank Kendrick and the Heroes Hearth team for inviting me to do this. I hope I can come back on the channel maybe soon and do some different content with Kendrick. That'd be really fun. So, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, boys, and yeah, see ya. Hope you guys having a good Christmas and then a Happy New Year for 2020. And see you on Reforged, guys. See you, bye-bye.